Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create your CV, whether academic CV or academic resume or a job CV. As you can see, this is my CV that I just created. It's an academic CV, and I'm going to be showing you how to create this CV step by step. All right. A lot of persons go ahead to use some CV platforms like my perfect CV and all of that to craft its CV. But actually, those platforms already have templates that you just put in, whether it matches your profile or not. You're just going to make use of what they have already. But the best way is to actually design your own CV from scratch by yourself, and then put in everything that you want to put in by yourself. So we're going to be doing this using our Microsoft Word. All right, so I'm going to show you how to get something like this step by step. Okay, if you look at this, you can see that this is a link. If they want to email me, they don't need to go and start typing it. They just click on this to take them to the email. Same thing as this. If they want to view my certificates, they'll just click on it and it's just going to take them to my Google Drive. If you allow, it's going to take them to my Google Drive where I have that document, and they are just going to view it. All right, this is amazing, guys. So let's go ahead and create the CV. So the first thing I need to do is to launch my Microsoft Word. So I'm going to launch that. You can see it's launching. Then I'm going to create a blank document. Then this is it. So you want to start by typing your name. The first thing you need to do there is to put in your name. So let's say your name is maybe Michael, Mercy James. All right, so this is it. Um, so you need to center this one. This is the center. Click on here to bring it to the center. So the next thing you want to do is to put in your address, just like it is here. So I'm just going to copy this my address. So I'm just going to come here and put in my address. Then I'm going to use this separator. Then I want to put in my code. So the address is Wuse in Abuja. So you can just go to Google and get that address. So you want to get the zip code for Wuse. Wherever location you are, just type the zip code for that your location. So here you're going to see the zip code. All right, so I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm going to come back here and put it. Fine. So you want to just paste it. Okay, so you enter. The next thing you want to put is this is your address, right? So the next thing is going to be your phone number. Make sure you put your phone number and start with your country code +234. Then maybe your phone number is 9050 da 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 da. Then you need to put a separator. Then the last thing you need to put is your email. So this is your email, right? Now you may want to link your email to be a link. If you want to convert this to a link, just simply highlight it, then go to insert. You want to see link here, click on link. You want to make this a link. All right, so it's an email, so you just put that your email here in this address. Right, then you click on OK. You can see it is now a link. Right, so the next thing you want to do now is to come down here, double click. Just come down here, come outside here and double click. And you want to click on backspace to bring this thing to the back. All right, because you're done here. This is the next section you want to create, education, and you want it to have this line. So let me show you the difference between an academic CV and a work CV. Is that in academic CV, your education comes first. The first thing you have to write here is your education, all right, your educational background before your work history, because you are applying for a scholarship or you're applying for an admission. So the first thing they want to know is your admission, your educational background, because if that admission requires people that are with bachelor's degree, maybe you're applying for a master's. If they need just people with bachelor's degree, they want to see first that you have a bachelor's degree before they want to consider any other thing. If you don't have this, then of course they won't need to even check any other thing here. They'll just disqualify you. Okay. So if it is for a PhD and you need to have done your master's before applying for a PhD, so they want to see here in your education first that you qualify, that you've done your PhD, you've completed your PhD before they want to even check out other stints. So this is the standard for education, for academic CV. Then for a work CV, it's just the same thing. Is the reverse of this one. This work history will come before the education. So if you're writing a work CV, maybe you're applying for a job or something, then you want to put your work history here and then put your education after the work history. Because the reason is because if every job have their requirements, if the requirement is that they need someone with a certain skill, now they don't really care about the educational qualification. What they are looking for is a particular skill set. So now they may want to check the educational qualification. Maybe they also want just graduates to apply for that job. So, but first they want to see that you have the skill required before they check your qualification, right? Your educational qualification. So the only time that educational qualification becomes really, really important is when they have checked through all the work history and they haven't seen anyone with the specific work experience they want or the specific set of skills they want. Then they want to check who is a graduate and who is not. But if they check the work history and they see that there is somebody that has the exact work experience they need and the kind of skill set they want, and they check the educational qualification, and that person is not even a graduate, they may want to take that person and leave you that has a PhD or even a master's without the particular work experience they need. All right. So it is when they've checked through the work experience and they cannot find the person with that work experience they need. That's when they want to come back to the educational qualification and maybe take someone who is a graduate because they believe they can easily train that person fast to be able to adapt to the work and and all of that. So you want to take note of that. That educational CV, the educational history comes first, while the work history comes second. While in the work CV, the work history comes first and then education comes second. So this is an education CV. I want to do this. So here we'll just put in our education. You can call it education history or just education, all right? So you want to have that line that strikes through. If you just underline this thing and underline it, it's just going to stop here. The line will stop here, and this is not what you want, right? So to get that line that strikes through, you need to come to your home. Then you see this is your border. You need to click on border. So this bottom border will give you that. If you click on top border, if you click on left border, if you click on right border. So what we need is the bottom border. Just click on it and you can see the line is right there. Good. So now you want to double click down here to bring this down. Then click backspace to take it to the back. So you want to start with your most recent. This is going to be arranged in uh, chronological order, right? So you want to put your most recent certificate here. Not You don't need to start from your secondary school, your university. If you have a master's degree and you're applying for a PhD, then you want to put your master's first because that's your most recent certification. So if you're applying for your master's, then what you need to put here is your degree certificate, your undergraduate degree, right? But if you're applying for masters, let's assume you don't have masters, then you just put your degree, right? So you want to put the year, use this kind of bracket to put maybe select your masters in 2020, in 2010 to 2015. The degree you got, you need to put in the degree. Maybe you got a BSc, okay, comma, in what? Maybe in mass communication. Good. Then comma, then you need to put the university. Maybe you went to University of Ilorin. Good. So this is it. Come to this one, you're going to see that because I have just a undergraduate degree, I am applying for a master's in this program. So I need to put more things. It's not nice to just leave this blank, all of this space blank like this. No. So you need to put in more details. If you had more certifications, like you have more degrees, you have your masters, at least this place will be filled up. So you want to just put in more item like your grade. If you can see at a glance, you want to put your grades, you just want to flex your achievements, you want to put in your final CGPA and all that. So let's do that. So you want to put in all that. So the next thing you want to do here is to maybe put in your grade. Just tell them, flex your grade. Maybe you got a first class, then you want to put your first class here. Then the next thing you want to put is your final CGPA. Great. So you just put it at 4.8 all over 5.0. So this is good. So this alone is good. You don't really need to put in much, but if you have a lower CGP, maybe you have 2.2, you may not want to put other milestones, like let me show you mine. You can see here I added some milestone: top best graduating student, student leader, distinction in data communication, and all of that. So you just want to pick up some courses that you took that you got distinction. So because this is a 2-1, is a second class upper, so you may want to just put something, or maybe you got a 2-2, or a third class. So you want to put on these milestones, further make this your educational part stronger, just to entertain them more and give them more hints about you, that it's not just about the GP, you have something better to show. All right. So, but if you have a first class, you don't really need all that already. The first class is good to go. All right. So the next thing you want to put is your work history. So you put in your work history, or instead of doing that, you can just come here, copy this, then come down here and paste. Then just change this to work history. Okay. Work history. That is it. So you may want to give it more space. Then now on here, we want to put in the most recent place you work in. The most recent place down to the last place you worked some years ago. So they want to see, this is 2024, so you want to put where you're working currently. So here, make sure in this education you put the country Nigeria. So this will also let them know where you are from, Nigeria. Okay. Now, some people argue that you need to put your bio data, like bio data before the education. That's also work. You can do something like this. This could be your bio data. So in the bio data, you can put your nationality, you can put your religion, gender, you can put your language. All right. That's if you want, but I really don't do that, because you're still going to put your language somewhere. You're still going to put all of these things somewhere. Some employers don't even care about all of this. They don't really want to care where you come from. They don't care. I think this may actually matter. Gender may actually matter. But if you're applying for admission or a scholarship already, there are other sections where you need to fill up all these things. Okay. So that's why I really don't put them. I just stick to this straight to the point. So here you want to put in the date. The dates, maybe when you started working there, make sure you put in the month, maybe March 2023, or let's say September 2023 to present. This is where you work currently. Then you close that. What is the name of the organization? Maybe you're working for First Bank of Nigeria. Then you put a comma. Then you want to tell them what you are doing there. Maybe you work as a maybe customer. If you work as customer support, that is fine. So this is what you do in First Bank, right? This is the organization you're working for. This is what you do in that organization. All right. So you want to put this. Now you may want to highlight some of the points. If you come here, you can see what I did here. In my job history, I work here as a data, I work in this organization, and this is as a data instructor. Now you may want to list out some of your daily activities, what you do in that place. You want to explain further, because the person reading this may not really understand you. So this gives you more ground. So, and that's what you want to do. So we'll come back to the CV. Then just come down here. So you want to put this on a bullet point. When you come, bring your cursor back to this place, then go to your home. You can see this first one. If you click here, you can see different bullet points you can use. You can use this one, you can use any of them, but I prefer using this one. It looks stronger. So when you come down here, once you click on enter, it's going to give you another one. Then click on tab, it's going to give you a lighter one. So now list out those points. So you work in First Bank Nigeria. Now this is what I recommend. All you need to do, just copy this thing the way it is. Copy, then go to your chat GPT or just go to Google anywhere. I think I like using chat GPT. I just come to my chat GPT, and then I'll tell it that I'm writing. I'll open this. I'll paste that thing that I've copied, that job description. I'll tell you that I am writing my academic CV and I worked here. Please, please list out some of my job roles. All right. So click on enter. So ChatGPT is going to help you, tell you what you were doing as a customer support representative. As you can see, customer service representative, technical support specialist, client relation associate. So I want to just copy this first one the way it is. Copy it, come back to your CV and paste it. So you want to change this, paste, just paste only value. So you don't want all of these things. Remove this one, remove this one, remove this one. I think, yeah. So you just put a full stop, this one back. All right. Then good. Arrange it this way, then click on enter. So you go back again, copy this second one. So you just copy like three, just three or four, because you don't want, cluster a lot of it in your CV. So you just, do this. And I don't know why it keeps repeating. Don't need this. Okay, something like this. Then I think three is enough. We'll copy one more. Come back here. Account service coordinator, sales support. Okay. Maybe you're also doing sales support, feedback analyst. Okay, sales support is fine by me. So I'll copy this one. I'll come back here, then I'll paste it. All right. Uh, Good. So I just want to do it this way. All right, so this is fine. All right. So you want to come back here, just click on this one again to start a new one. So here you want to put in the location, the another company you worked in. Maybe you worked in maybe ABC Limited. Make sure you put in the location. Maybe Lagos. We forgot to put the location here. This is Abuja. Then full stop. Then here is Lagos. All right. You want to put a comma. Then what did you work as? Maybe you worked here as an IT support specialist. Good. So this is what you worked as. You come down here. Now you want to list out your job roles, right? So you do the same thing, copy this, go to ChatGPT, put in that role here. Then, of course, just hit on enter. It already knows the prompt you want. So no need repeating the question. Just put in enter. It already knows. It's very intelligent to just list out the things you were doing as a technical support personnel. All right. So copy this, come back here, put it. So technical support specialist, like this. This is how it should be. Customer representative. So this should be this. All right. Next one, you want to do another one, do the same thing. Maybe you go back, copy another point, come back, just paste it, come back, paste like three like that, and you're fine. So this is what you're going to do for all the job you've done. All right, for all the job you've done. When you're done putting all the job, you just come back and start a new one. Okay, so remember in this first class, you want to put that first class here, right? So you have first class honors. All right, so you want to put it, so you can just do something like put a bracket, then tell them to view it. View. So this view now, I want it to be a link in such a way that you've uploaded it somewhere in your drive. So this is your drive. You can see I've uploaded all my documents here in my drive. So you can just copy the link of that certificate. Look at my certificate. I just click on this, click on share. Can you see share? I can copy the link, but if I copy this link, the person that I'm sharing it will not be able to view it because of restriction. So I want to click on share. All right, it will open the restriction page where I can give access. All right, so anyone with the link, if it is restricted, the person will need me to give it permission before they can view it. And of course, they cannot be asking you for permission. So you want to put it on anyone with the link. So you just click on copy the link. When you copy this link, you now come back to this place, highlight this view, then go to insert, click on link. Then you want to put that link here in the address. This is the link, then okay. So now this has become a link. When they click on it, they are just it's going to take them to that's your certificate to see. All right, so that's fine. So let's continue. We've done this. You can put all of the work history you have if you have as many as, but bear in mind that your CV shouldn't exceed 2 pages. All right, as a student, your CV shouldn't exceed 2 pages. Okay, your academic CV is now when you're applying for maybe master's or PhD, where you have more qualifications, more conferences, then you can now have more of those. So the next thing you want to put is your what? Your leadership and volunteering experience. So if you have been a leader, definitely you have been a leader in your school, you've led maybe in church or anywhere, if you've led, but this should be related to work or academic since it's an academic CV. So it should be maybe the positions you held back in school, if you were the class rep, if you were the SUG president, if you were the secretary, whatever you were in school, then you bring it up here. Okay, so you want to just come back, copy this to make it easy, then come back here, paste it, then change it to your leadership. So you just come down here, click on down here, then you want to put in the year. You can put it, look at the way I did this one. You can either put it um you can either put the year first, then put, of course, if you're a Nigerian, obviously you already have a 1 year youth service. So you put the year, that year maybe from 2021 to 2022. You did your 1 year NYC service, and you just close on it. You did your 1 year national youth service. All right. So what were you doing? Maybe literature teacher. Maybe you were teaching, or if you were working in a company anywhere, you just put it here. All right. So you can also do this same thing, highlight the things you were doing. All right. So you can see you can also adjust, make it simple. Just highlighted one thing I was doing and then put another. I was a student leader during the student government and all that. So the next thing is your conference. You want to do the same thing for conference. Just highlight the conferences you've been. Now, in this conference, you really don't have to, even if you haven't been to any conference, but this is an academic CV and it is required. So you just put the conference. You can just check out the conferences. For example, you were a mass communication student, then you can just go to ChatGPT and ask it to give you, tell me some conferences for mass communication students in Nigeria. So you can just tell you some conferences for mass communication students in Nigeria and the month it's held, because this is very important. So it's just going to list out conferences for you. It's not really compulsory that you must have been to these conferences, okay? So these are conferences for mass communication. You can just copy them, copy like 3 or 4 of them, then come to your paste. All right, then just keep the only this thing. Then this is one of the conference. You put the day you went. Now it told you that that conference holds in August, right? Usually in August. You want to remove this one, then put the date. You can either put the date in front here like this, but I prefer putting my date here. I just put date, maybe August, August 2023. Then you close it, and that's it. Then you do for another one. This should be in bullet points. Put your bullet points. Then you do like 3 or 4 or 5 and all that. So that's how you do it. Then the next thing is your grant and your scholarship. If you had any scholarship or your grant, you put it there. Then your key skill, put the skills. Now, skill that's relevant to the course you're applying for or the scholarship you're applying for, you need to put it there, right? Just put it, highlight it like this. Then your language proficiency. In the biodata section, I told you about this section. So this is where you put the language, you put English language, then your native language. And then referees, put available upon request, because you can't just put your referee here. The reason is because you're going to be submitting this your application to different places, maybe if you're applying for a job or for scholarship. If you submit to several schools, now, if you put references here, if these are schools that actually contact referees, they just end up contacting your references with your referees without you knowing. So what's going to happen is that your referee won't even know who they are representing, because you didn't inform them that someone is going to call them, right? So it's good when you don't put it, so that any particular school that requests for it, then you can now inform the particular referee that you want to use, that so school is going, so person is going to contact them, and this is the reason why they are contacting, and this is what they should do for you. Then they will know. But if you put it here and they just contact them randomly, the referee is going to be confused, because they don't even know who is contacting them, what they are contacting them for, and who they are contacting them for. All right, so make sure you don't put this. All right, so the next we're going to do is to now format all of these to look really good. We need to format it. So this is the final part of the video, guys. We're going to be formatting this CV to look exactly like this. All right, you can see this font size, the bolded parts, everything. All right, so you can see the first thing you need to do, if you observe this one, you can see that this write-up started from here, because I just want to maintain 2 pages. You can see that the 2 pages are filled up. If I don't extend this thing to the top here, you may not, if you have a lot of work experience and all that, he may exceed 2 pages, and that would be a problem. So I needed to extend it up here and also expand this place. All right, so that's what I want to do right now. So I'll just come here. You can see a lot of space up here, and we don't want that. So what to achieve that, to be able to expand this and drag this up, just come to your view and then click on rule. Make sure this rule is clicked. When you click on rule, you're going to have this pane, so you can just click on this rule to bring it up to wherever you want it to be. So this is fine. You can also expand this side. Maybe if you have a lot of, and if your work has extended into 3 pages, I think we are still within the 2 pages. So without this expansion, you can see that I've been able to reduce the page to just one. It was 2 pages before, it was like this, and it entered the second page. But with this, I've been able to reduce it. So if you, by the time you fill up a lot of these things, put in your anything, everything, we didn't complete this, you need to complete it by yourself. By the time you put it, all of those things, it's going to extend into 3 pages. So you need to actually do this to be able to reduce it to just 2 pages. Then you can also expand this and expand this, this way. You can expand this one the way you want. You can also expand this one. All right, so that's the first one. Then the second one is this space. We don't want this space. Now, this, like I told you, every heading has to be what? The font size must be 16, between 14 to 16, but I like using 16 to make it bold. Then the font style should be New Roman. You can choose between either New Roman, Calibri, Cambria, Arial, and then, but I like using this Times New Roman. For every heading, the same thing. This heading is the same. You can see this heading is the same. Then these ones, the rest of the text, all other text should be what? 14, between 10 to 12. It should be between 10 to 12. So it can either be 10, if it's 11, it can be 12. 12 is the maximum, all right? So I'll leave it at 12. Then the same thing, make sure that this is 12, all right? You can make it, 11. I think 12 is okay. This should be 12. So the same thing, make sure it is 12. Then this should, everything you have here should also be 12, and all of that. The same thing here, 12. So then that's fine. So the next thing you want to do is to do your spacing. So you want to highlight everything, then go to your design, come to spacing, paragraph spacing, then choose double. So you're going to use double. So you're either using double, or if you want to use home, you can come to this place and choose 1.5. All right. I like using 1.5, but some persons also use double. Okay. So the next thing is to make sure that your font style is one, you're maintaining one font style all through. So you can go with the Calibri, you can go with the Times New Roman, you can go with Cambria or Arial. All right. But I just like Time New Roman, and this is okay. So you don't want this space here, cover it up. You don't want this space, you don't want any of these spaces. Okay, so this is perfect. We have a perfect, so now we have a well-designed CV, and you can use this to apply for any scholarship, any admissions that you want to apply for. Then the next thing you want to check out is this: your BSc should be in capital, in bold. All right, your BSc should be in bold, just like you can see here. My BSc is in bold. So a couple of things you can bold. You can also bold in this one. Then also bolding this. Make sure this is in bold. This is fine. So for your work, the organization you worked in has to be in bold. All right. Organization is in bold. This organization here is in bold. All right. Then okay, this is fine. This is fine. So this is it. To have a well structured and well designed CV that you can use to apply for any scholarship, for any admissions, anywhere. All right. So if you found this video helpful, please drop your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.